So with all of that going on, I was happy to get this back in here today, and I'm going to fire it up right now. Well, through the magic of video right now, tomorrow morning. Well, that was a long time coming, wasn't it? Thing sounds wicked with open headers. You know, if you look real close, you can see the flames shoot out of it. There's just a bunch of wrapping up stuff, details. This is going to get painted at some point, so this runs. We're waiting on a drive shaft, should be here this week, and it should move under its own power. I still have to do the full fuel system. There's a lot left to this, but what you don't know, or if you, is that there is this truck. This truck came out of New Jersey. This is a 360 FE motor. It's a tank, but it runs good, and I'm not sure what we're going to do with that engine, but if I can't find a good use for it, we're going to send it back with Skip, who was kind enough to send us his truck so we could do a video series on it. It's going to get some rust repair, it's getting power steering, power brakes, and it's also getting this. You know what that is? It's another Mustang motor. Also, it's getting disc brakes. There's going to be quite a few upgrades to this, and no, we are not painting it. I think we're going to sand through some of this primer into the pea green patina that it has and see what it looks like overall. But this is definitely made to be a usable, drivable truck that when you open the hood, you'll be totally surprised at what's there. Call it a sleeper in deluxe. Speaking of that, I want to show you something else. Come with me. Don't forget about this. This truck came from Indiana, and it's getting a Voodoo motor. And if you're not sure what that is, I suggest you take a look, because when we start on this one, it's going to be all hands on deck. And I'm trying to do a four-wheel drive burnout on the pavement. What in the hell is this? The side's a little bit hollow on the doors. Recognize it? You might not. Look at the front of it. Right? Now it's no power wagon, but once I get a Hemi Durango underneath this thing and widen it out a bit, squat it down, I think it'll be plenty powerful enough. But yeah, this is in the works, but we're not going to touch this till we get some of these Coyotes caught up. But yeah, that's what's going on, so let's get back to work. Stand these old engines. Leaky, greasy, messy. I don't miss them. I know some guys are die-hard, old school, but this stuff, it belongs to the bottom of the sea or a recycling pile. Like, ugh.
Now that the mess was largely cleaned up, I had to take a closer look at how I was going to do the disc brake conversion. First thing I had to do is get these drum brakes off. They've been on there almost 50 years. Well, I did get them off, and I got this kit installed. This kit works out really well. You buy it, you bolt it on, and then you can add your own power brake booster later. How did I arrive at such a feat? Well, if you've got one of these trucks, get the kit. It's really easy. Take a look at how I did it.
makes you think you know how to work on this car?
Well, that guy can do it, so why can't I do it? I only work on foreign cars. That's terrible. That's terrible. Get rid of that.
What?
All basic maintenance and kitting aside, I'm going to show you some eye candy. Some of this stuff is really amazing, like this Porsche Panamera, and I can assure you it drives one heck of a lot better than an old Dodge is going to. And I'm sure you guys remember the twin-turbo all-wheel drive coupe, the little BMW coupe that we were driving for a while. Well, we've now swapped that out for a big dog, a V8 all-wheel drive, and it's just got a lot more room. I mean, I could get an engine in the back of that thing if I had to. What you're not getting an engine in is this Panamera. And the thing about a Panamera is, I mean, it's still a Porsche. At its core, it's a sports car. And man, does it make a statement. It's got such a presence. This lawnmower, however, has no presence.
I don't know, man. Don't you think them shoes are a little fancy to be working on a diesel mower?
Let me back up a minute. The reason that I'm at this land of wonder, this beautiful garage, is Old Blue. You remember Old Blue, the first Coyote swap I did? Well, it had a problem, and we had to get 2 laptops and record live data from the engine, the transmission, and then we had to extrapolate this data into something that made sense, like a wiring diagram, and figure out why it wouldn't shift. We did solve the problem. It ended up being something very simple, and it's just way too boring to get into watching a video full of kick-ass trucks that look like this one. Now, I said we need to put a Hemi in this big red truck, or Little Red Express, and they said, well, it's too original to mess with, and you know what, they're right. Now, the Dune Buggy, on the other hand, I just feel like there ought to be a crotch rocket engine in it, at least a turbo Hayabusa. But just being around this cool stuff makes you feel cool. It's a privilege to be here. It was a privilege to help these guys. We got Old Blue sorted, and it's now ready for the big show. Now this old Army truck, it's ready for a big show. I'm just not sure we're going to be able to trailer it because we've got all these other big vehicles that need to go with us towards the end of the month. One of the amazing things is we've got the first Coyote swap that I've ever done going to this show, and then we've got one that I did not do but is almost a carbon copy. What do they say? The sincerest form of flattery is imitation? Well, somebody built Old Blue and I have it. So we're going to take them, do a side-by-side comparison and an on-road shakedown. So be sure to stay tuned to the channel for that.
Beer in there. Yep.
The way we've got this truck running it's truly impressive. Now, the guy that we got it from, it was running well before, but with a new carburetor and a few adjustments, a complete brake job, actually part of the axle we had to work on, it's now ready to go and get beer. That's what he wanted this truck for, and he sure looks happy, and the dog isn't complaining either.
I gotta take a picture of this and send it to my buddies.
Man, that Plymouth is really cool, and V8 all-wheel drive, you just can't go wrong with that. I do wish I had more time to spend with it though, like another year, but that is a really cool build. And Ford has built something really cool too. It's this Voodoo engine GT350 Mustang. Now keep watching the channel because we've got big plans. We've also got big announcements. This truck, the carbon copy of Old Blue, actually it's just a little bit better. It's done to a higher standard. Now I need you to keep staying tuned to the channel so you can find out all of these new announcements and these big deals that we have planned for you. We're always going to have awesome stuff around here. We're going to have painted shiny things. We're going to have old rusty garbage that is just pitiful but cool in an odd way. And there's going to be a lot of fun. I also have some huge announcements coming up. So please stay tuned to the channel. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. Leave your notifications on so you're hip to what's up. And stay watching. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.